Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about how you can farm gold in the beginning of Wrath of the Lich King, so in the two starting zones, Berean Thunder and Howlingford. The first farming location that I like to use takes place in Howlingford at this area. These creatures has a chance to drop crystallized life, and 10 of these will turn into an eternal life. The eternal life is a material that is needed for many professions, but especially inscription. The reason for this is because the eternal life can be combined with other materials to craft the new Darkmoon cards. And when you have all the cards, you can make a deck and start a quest for some of the best trinkets in Wrath of the Lich King. For those of you who would like to try this farm, look at the screen right now because I'm sharing the map location. I feel like the drop chance has been around 20%, and honestly this is an amazing farming location, especially because you can pull a lot of these at the same time. If you head just a bit more north, you can find an area where you can farm Eternal Water. The level range of these monsters is around 70 to 71. These creatures can be a bit difficult to kill, especially if you pull a lot of these at the same time, because once in a while they will throw you up into the air, so if you play as a caster without any instant abilities, then it will be pretty difficult to kill a lot of these at the same time, making this farm low gold, but also low experience per hour. Next up is an amazing farming location in Berean Thunder. I like this location a lot because there's so many creatures we can kill. What I usually do is just to mount up and pull at least 5 to 7 of these, then I stack them and start doing my AoE damage. But just like the previous monsters, these will also throw you up into the air and deal a high amount of damage, so be careful with how many you pull. The Eternal that I'm farming for at this area is the Eternal Air. And make sure to also bring your boat extractor if you're an engineer, because there will be some gas clouds at this location. At the northwest of Berean Thunder, you will find these water elementals. These has a chance to drop the crystallized life. There's a ton of these creatures nearby, but if you wish to farm other Eternals, you can also do this at the same location. Make sure to also track herbs and veins at the same time, because as a miner, but also as a herbalist, you can farm additional gold at this area. But like I mentioned, you can also farm other Eternals at the same area. A bit to the right, you can kill these elementals that has a chance to drop the crystallized fire. Also an amazing gold farm, especially because the Eternal Fire is needed by so many different professions to reach max level, but also to craft the new level 80 epic items. And if you move 100 yards to the north, you'll find an additional area with even more Eternal farming. This time it's going to be the Eternal Air. So in Berean Thunder, there's two amazing Eternal Air farms. This one is probably the one that I prefer the most, because these doesn't knock you up into the air. But at the same time, the other Eternal Air farming location has way more creatures that you can kill, so there's not going to be as much downtime compared to this one. At the very east of Berean Thunder, so in between Berean Thunder and Dragonblight, you'll find a location where you can also farm Eternals. There's one thing you need to be careful of when you do this farm, and that's definitely the fact that they will throw you up into the air, dealing a high amount of damage. So be careful of this and don't pull too many. Whenever you kill these creatures, you have a small chance to get the crystallized water. On average, I probably get 1 for every 5 or 6 enemies that I kill. Overall, there's a ton of ways to level all the way up to 80, and I've even made an Eternal farming guide with all the different enemies you can slay all the way up to 80 and make gold at the same time. You can find this in the description as well. But yeah, this is also about the end of this video. If you wish to see more Wrath of the Lich King content in the future, then make sure to subscribe to the channel. But as always, thank you so much for watching and have an amazing day. Peace.